As an immigrant in Canada, like someone who moved to Canada a few years ago, who's had a variety of experiences meeting new people, both online and in person, job and all that. I want to listen to this lady. She's talking about the immigrant reality. So I wanna see if it is a reality I can resonate with. And while we do that, please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to subscribe. Let's see. Is this something that actually I agree with? Have I experienced it? Or like, well, let's see.
Canadians tend to avoid deeply personal and divisive topics just to maintain the peace and harmony, right? Just to be polite. So in today's video, let's talk about some of those topics that newcomers to Canada need to be very careful about when they are having casual conversations, small talk or conversations around the water cooler in their workplaces, for example, or in public places. You should be very afraid of sharing your financial information with other people. But really, that's the first thing I want to mention that people do not talk about in Canada. They don't talk about how much money they have.
I think that's just a normal thing. It's the idea of you being out there openly talking about how much you make, how much you have, is crazy. I used to have this guy from this friend from. It wasn't really a friend. I just knew him. He was from Uganda, and actually the two of them, there's one from Uganda, the other from Tanzania, who would make a point of how, because they had been here in Canada for a while, they would kind of brag as to how much they made and how much they had in their accounts, and sometimes to woo ladies, they would like open up like their bank accounts, like just the bank up, and someone would see like the savings, how much they have in the savings. Yeah, it was kind of a flex. I think it was stupid because again, the amounts they had in their bank accounts was not really much to move anyone.
You will hardly hear anybody asking the question, how much do you earn? What is your salary? It's almost like a taboo for you to ask those kind of questions.
I mean, it depends with who, if you ask me. I mean, my friends tend to tell me how much they make because I ask. They make way higher than I do. And it's usually like a very interesting topic because they encourage me. They tell me what to do, or how to do it, how to tailor my resume, what courses to do, how to look for like co-op opportunities. Like, you want to talk money? I mean, you'd rather talk money to a certain group of people, not everyone, I guess. Yeah, don't make it your life mission for everyone to know how much you make or how much money you got. But I think sometimes it is important to just engage with other people to know, like, just to light a fire, not jealousy, just light a fire to make you maybe work harder, to achieve more, to be at par with it. Because I think sometimes friendships thrive when we are all successful.
Then the second thing people don't talk about in Canada is politics.
These are topics you should never talk about at work, and I mean never. Number one, politics. Avoid talking about politics, it ends bad. Number two, religion. Just stay away from the topic.
I'm sorry, I love politics. I talk about politics all the time. The difference with me is when I'm talking politics to you, I'll make you know that fine, I disagree with you, but I need you. You get that? I need you there. It's not like an us versus them. I mean, you're open to criticize me, and again, but my talk about politics most of the time is usually like, if you find someone willing to engage, I always engage. But again, yeah, it's not always a good idea to talk politics to work. And I think if in a more formal setting, I don't think I would ever mention politics. Yeah, so that's just a good advice, probably. Yeah, I agree with them. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion at work.
Yes, he is right. You should not talk about politics, especially in the workplace, public places, even in the church. Like, people don't really talk about politics because political discussions are considered to be, sensitive and can quickly become divisive. And, Canadians don't want any trouble, so they don't talk about politics. So topics like immigration, elections, criticism of the government, they might talk about it, but they won't talk about it directly.
Obviously, it depends. If for example, me, I talk about politics with my friends. who some of them are on the other side of political spectrum, and I'm on this side. And it's usually sometimes very interesting conversations because everyone is bringing things the way they see it. And it's usually discussion, and so you must always be willing to concede when someone is telling the truth, because we are not running for office. You're not arguing to win. You're arguing to understand. Again, the people who are not really interested in politics at all. Yeah, to them, they just want to live their lives. They want to go home, go to work. If they're going to school, go to school, hang out with friends. Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, don't bring up politics and such. You have to be very, very always actively evaluating your circumstances, your environment, the time, the place, before you bring up things like that, something like politics in Canada. And again, like she says, at work, politics, no. At work, religion, no. In Kenya, politics is everywhere. Politicians come to church, to campaign inside church, and they're given podium, microphones, and they give out money. A lot of pastors want to get into politics, and they do that. These first starters, pastors get that publicity, get that broader appeal, then jump into politics, and then they get into politics, and it's the usual. All of a sudden, this corruption scandal here, which is what was their goal all along. So yeah, I mean, as a Kenyan, I think I know that politics is everywhere. It's in church, it's in school. Sometimes they come to campaign in schools.
Religion. I remember back in Nigeria, and I don't know what it is like now, but back then you could talk about your faith, you could talk about religion, you could talk to people, preach to people about Jesus and all that. Even I remember people would stand up in the bus and preach, and you were free like that to talk about.
Yeah. That happened in Kenya too. It's usually common to find like when you take a bus, we call them matatu, and all of a sudden someone just stands up, and the music, because some of them really have loud music, so all of a sudden the music is either lowered or totally just tuned out, like switched off, like this is, and then the guy will be like, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about Jesus Christ. And some of them are usually irritating because you're like, oh my god, here we go again. And at the end of the day, they always want offerings. Like the tithing is a very important element of them preaching, because every time they're nearing that destination, they'll always have something they fish out and tell you to give them something, and they'll be doing that morning till evening. It's just it's a way of living.
But that is not the same in Canada. Religion is considered as a personal thing.
To be honest, at workplace, it's a place to work. If you wanna be fishers of men, like Jesus Christ told his disciples to be fishers of men, maybe you wait for some other place to be fishers of men and not at workplace. Like I normally meet these guys at on the subway. Like there's a time, every time I would go home, I would meet them at Kennedy Station, and they'll be talking to people. They're not preaching; they're just telling you if you wanna go to their church. Yeah. Usually Mormons. Yeah. And yeah, sometimes I would be like open to them. I've gone to a Mormon church. It's just that I kind of stopped when they talked about someone called I think it was like the equivalent of Jesus, Prophet Smith. And I was like, okay, I don't know. As a Christian, I've always known Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem. And they tell you another Jesus Christ was born in New York. It's just like, okay, I'm going to pass on the New York born Jesus Christ.
Next thing that people don't talk about is their weight or physical appearance. I remember in Nigeria,
especially to a woman, do not unless it's a compliment. If it is a compliment, yeah. But if you think, for some reason, you are an honest guy who will always say it as they see it, please keep whatever you want to say and whatever you think you're seeing to yourself, or else you're gonna start some shit. You're gonna start some shit, and you do not want the smoke. Keep your opinions about appearance and weight to yourself. You think someone is fat? Fine. Keep that to yourself. You think they're ugly? Fine. Keep that to yourself. You think their nose is too big, keep it to yourself. You think their eyes are too red, keep it to yourself.
Here, people take such things very seriously. You can be labeled as being a bully. You can be labeled with all sorts of names. If you call people names based on their weight or their appearance, we even give things fancy names, like, somebody that's on the big side, they would say they are plus size and not really say they are fat, right? So we need to learn that as newcomers, that you cannot make comments about people's physical appearance.
I know people will be like, that is politically correct, but yeah, for the sake of peace, be politically correct when you need to. I mean, what's the point of constantly telling people they are fat? I mean, if someone is fat, they probably know it. There's someone who talked about my appearance at workplace because I don't have one of the best hairlines. Yeah, I don't have one of the best hairlines. So yeah, so like that person mocked, like kind of like, he didn't tell me, told someone else about my hairline. That person came and told me, and I was like, yo, who is talking? Fine, he has a hairline, but I got a million things about his appearance that I could mock, and my hairline is not really that bad. It has been stuck there for years. It's not even receding. It's just that it's not like so like clean cut like many others. That's why I had it with a cap, of course. But when I need to have it out there, I usually do, and people don't give a fuck. I just tend to think maybe I look much better in a cap. It's self-esteem issue. I mean, we've been there once in a while.
Having said all that, so what is harmless? As a newcomer or immigrant, what is harmless that you can talk about in a casual situation with anybody in Canada?
Please, let me know. Let me know what is it that I can talk about.
One of the safe things to talk about is always the weather. Like, you can always talk about the weather.
I talk a lot about the weather.
Or you can talk about sports.
Yeah, I'm not really good at this. The problem with the sports is that I have never been good at sports. I'm not really an ardent follower of sports, not unless it's soccer. And soccer, again, I'm usually very active during World Cup. So maybe during this World Cup, there'll be a lot to be talked about when it comes to football. Not American football, but soccer. Oh, yeah. I know about wrestling. WWE. I've watched WWE since 1999.
That's it for today. I hope that helps some people in terms.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it did give us an insight on what to talk about at workplace as an immigrant. So yeah, you pick your poison. Anyway, again, if you've watched till the end, please remember to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe. All right, thank you. See you some other time.